Welcome back to the Bourbon Note, everybody. I'm Ben. I've got what I can only assume is a gimmick whiskey on the bar. Let's get into it. So on the bar tonight, I've got, bam, this is Elijah Craig, the 2024 PGA Championship Commemorative Edition. As I said in the intro, I'm kind of assuming this is slightly a gimmick. You know, it's regular Elijah Craig, it's 94 proof. Elijah Craig is a small batch bourbon, and this is just, I guess, a smaller batch. I do have some info on it here. So basically what this is, it says a unique small batch bourbon crafted with barrels from Rickhouse's PG&A to honor the 2024 PGA Championship. So for those of you that this information might be useful for, 25% is barrels from Rickhouse P, 61% barrels from Rickhouse G, 14% barrels from Rickhouse A. So there you have it. Am I expecting this to be a really, really different take on Elijah Craig? No, not necessarily. But, you know, I bought the bottle, and I'll be damned if I'm spending money on whiskey and not getting content out of it. So here we are. To be honest, I actually bought this. I am going to do a comparison. I recently started a new series called Barrel versus Batch. And at the time that I released this video, the other one may have already come out. I don't know. I'm going to compare this to the single barrel Elijah Craig 94 proof to the regular batch. So that's kind of the reason I bought it. But again, bought the bottle, might as well get a review. So I'm an Elijah Craig fan, and on the nose, this is great. Definitely a Heaven Hill profile. A little bit nutty, but like nice rich caramels, vanillas, brown sugars, all the standard bourbon notes. I've often said Elijah Craig is just a really great example of a down the middle, this is what bourbon tastes like. At a budget-friendly price. This was like 28 bucks. The regular Elijah Craig is about that. So, well, this may be a gimmick, it's not, you know, priced like one. So anyway, let's get into the palate. Cheers. You know, it's been a minute since I've had the regular Elijah Craig on the shelf, but that is damn good. This might actually be better than the regular Elijah Craig. I don't know how big the batches actually are in Elijah Craig's small batch. Small batch is one of those terms that really doesn't mean anything. You know, batch size can vary, so whatever they want to call a small batch. But for those of you that want the information, in case you don't know, small batch products, basically when they make like an Evan Williams black label, right? They'll take like 1,500 barrels, blend them all together, put that out, and you do that so you get a consistent flavor profile. Small batch doesn't mean that they're making less product. It just means that of those 1,500 barrels, they're maybe blending 100 barrels, putting that out, blending the next 100. That's what a small batch is. But there's no, you know, guidelines or definitions of what makes it a small batch. It could be 100 barrels, could be 10 barrels, could be 500 barrels. So that being said, I think I have noticed in the past there is a little bit of flavor drift amongst bottles of Elijah Craig. So I think their batches, I don't know, maybe they're small enough that it does cause a little bit of nuance between the different batches. But this one is coming across really, really nice. Everything on the nose is coming through on the palate. It's got a nice oak note on the palate, actually, that I wasn't getting quite as much on the nose. But I was getting on the nose, but it's more pronounced on the palate. But yeah, just a really, really good down the middle. This is what bourbon tastes like, sort of bourbon. Let's get in for another sip here. Yeah, that oak note is really, really prominent on this. It's nice. I don't recall getting that quite as much on previous bottles of this that I've had. So maybe that's the reason they chose the percentages of the barrels that they use from each Rickhouse. They're going for a particular flavor profile. But I got to tell you, this is a really good whiskey. Again, I don't know if this is just a gimmick or if those are maybe PG&A just happen to be really good warehouses for their barrels. But yeah, I'm here for it. The fact that, like I said at the beginning, they didn't charge a premium for this. They just charged the same amount that they charge for regular Elijah Craig, at least at the liquor store I bought it at. is nice. And so I would say if you like Elijah Craig, this is definitely worth picking up. I will definitely be interested in seeing how this fares up against the regular Elijah Craig and the single barrel. So I'm looking forward to doing that video coming up here very, very soon. But yeah, this is a good whiskey for the 28 bucks that I paid for it. Total recommend. Total recommend on a regular Elijah Craig anyway. I think I reviewed regular Elijah Craig a while ago. That might have been when Greg was still on the channel, but it wasn't that long ago. It was within the last year here. And Elijah Craig is just one of those classic, budget-friendly bourbon bangers that you just got to have on the shelf. If you want something that's low in price, medium proof, and just great flavor, you know, for just having as a kind of a daily sipper sort of whiskey. Let's have one more sip before we get out of here. Yeah, not a lot of variance in it. This isn't going to take you for a ride. It's not a roller coaster of flavors. All those sips kind of got all the same notes. They're pretty much the same notes that are on the nose, so it's a fairly predictable and consistent bourbon, but sometimes that's what you're looking for. So again, it's got the nice caramels, the nice vanillas, the nice brown sugars. That oak note is really, really nice on it. A little bit of a black pepper on the finish, I think comes from that oak spice. Sometimes you get that. But yeah, Elijah Craig is just a great down the middle bourbon, and I'm happy with this purchase. So let me know if you've had this one, if you've done the comparison between this and the regular one, and let me know what your results are. And again, look forward to that video coming out sometime soon. In the meantime, this has been Elijah Craig 2024 PGA Championship Commemorative Edition Valhalla. Geez, that's a mouthful.
That's what she said.
On the bourbon note, I'm Ben. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you in the next one.